Oh, folks, would you look at what we have here? We got Sabrina Ionescu far left. Look at those back muscles. All right, Sabrina, do your thing. We got Erin Kane doing her Stephanie White pose. Oh, wow. Okay, Erin Kane doing the Stephanie White. Nice. We got Breanna Stewart, Stewie, as they call her. And we got Sandy Brondello. Caitlin Clark just had a secret meeting with the New York Liberty that could destroy Indiana's future. While the Fever struggled without their star player running the offense, Clark was planning something that would make every Indiana fan's worst nightmare come true. The meeting wasn't about endorsements or appearances. It was about 2028, when her rookie contract expires, and why Indiana's front office decisions might have just pushed away the biggest star in women's basketball. If you support Caitlin, then comment down below, Free Caitlin. Let's go. This little scene that took place after the Fever game last night in New York between Sandy Brondello and Caitlin Clark, the New York Liberty, and the agent. The agent. That is what makes this so interesting. That is the key. All right, everybody's concentrating on. Yeah, by the way, Caitlin Clark looks unbelievably happy talking to these folks. Picture this. Indiana takes the court at Barclays Center against New York. And within minutes, you can see something is terribly wrong. The Fever look lost. They're running plays that go nowhere. Players are standing around waiting for someone to create something out of nothing. Without Clark directing traffic, Indiana's offense becomes a collection of individual players trying to figure out what to do next. We could have been more consistent. And it's just disappointing. I mean, that wasn't us. That's not how we play, and that's not our identity. But I just think again it's about us and stacking days. So, we see them again after all. So, we just gotta go back to the drawing boards and just, make the adjustments and just be better. The Liberty didn't just beat Indiana that night. They picked apart every single weakness in ways that made you wonder how this team ever won games without their superstar. New York shot 51.9% from three-point range, while Indiana managed just 25%. That's not just a bad shooting night. That's what happens when you don't have anyone who can create good looks for teammates or break down a defense. The final score read 98-77. But those numbers don't tell you about the panic in Indiana's huddles. They don't show you how quickly the Fever went from competitive to completely overwhelmed. This was their worst loss of the season, and it happened because they fell to 4-6 in games without Clark running the show. Mitchell, she'll pull up. Here's a three. She's got it. And that's a record. Kelsey Mitchell with 9 threes in a game. It's never been done before. Mitchell is so cracksy. Don't dare Kelsey Mitchell. Smooth as butter. Silky. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell collects. Mitchell. You bet. And the foul. Mitchell slashes home a three. Step back. Launches a three. It's good. Kelsey Mitchell has now hit 607 threes and counting. The most ever for an Indiana Fever player. Kelsey Mitchell did everything she could to keep Indiana alive. She broke the franchise record for career three-pointers with her 607th, hitting shots and creating plays that reminded everyone why she deserves all-star recognition. Mitchell finished with 16 points, but you could see the frustration building as she tried to carry an offensive load that was never meant for one person. Hey Kel, just wanted to say congratulations as always. I'm super proud of you and yet another record broken. Of course, this is just the beginning. Keep it going. Records are meant to be broken, but if there's anybody that would break it, I'm glad that it's you. So congratulations. I love you. I'm super proud of you. And let's go, Fever. Get that dub. Sophie Cunningham started in place of Lexi Hull and brought that same energy we love watching. She scored 12 points and fought through every possession like her career depended on it. Cunningham never backed down from contact, never stopped moving, never gave up on plays that other players would have quit on. So talented, had that Mamba mentality at Oregon and brought it here to the WNBA as Sophie Cunningham gets the birdie on Natasha Cloud and hits the three. But here's the problem that even their heroic efforts couldn't hide. Aaliyah Boston, who usually dominates inside, managed just 7 points on 1 for 8 shooting. The Liberty collapsed on her drives and dared her to pass out, knowing there wasn't anyone like Clark to punish them for that strategy. Boston's struggles showed how much this team depends on Clark's ability to make everyone around her better. Ari McDonald filled in at point guard, but the lineup change couldn't provide the spark Indiana needed. The Liberty understood exactly what they were facing. They knew Indiana had no real identity without Clark orchestrating everything from the backcourt. This wasn't just a loss. This was a complete breakdown that exposed why Clark might be questioning whether Indiana can actually build a championship team around her. The Fever looked like a completely different franchise without their superstar, and not in any way that gives you confidence about their future. Yeah, I thought it started with us just being really soft. You know, they didn't feel us. They're an outstanding offensive team. They're obviously an outstanding defensive team too. And we didn't disrupt at all. They didn't feel us. There was no resistance. We weren't in passing lanes. We let them pass the ball and move wherever they wanted to. So it's outside of just execution of schemes. It's having a little bit more fight and resistance on the defensive end. Here's where Indiana's problems go from bad to absolutely catastrophic. And it all centers on how they handled Clark's injury. When your franchise player gets hurt, the front office response tells you everything about an organization's priorities and competence. The Fever's approach to Clark's injury wasn't just poor. It was so misguided that it raised serious questions about their ability to protect their biggest asset. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I hope Indiana Fever fans are taking note, writing things down, following a certain pattern, and this time aren't getting fooled. The Indiana Fever ruled Caitlin Clark out for tonight's game. No surprise to anybody. I saw it. You saw it. Your neighbor saw it. Stevie Wonder saw that. The medical staff decisions, the communication breakdowns, the timeline confusion, every aspect of the injury management looked amateur hour. You had fans, analysts, and even other teams watching Indiana fumble the most basic aspects of injury management for the most important player in women's basketball. Another groin, another leg injury. She has a quad. We rush her back. She injures her quad. We rush her back. She injures her groin. We rush her back. We injure her quad. Nice. Good job. No way Caitlin Clark was going to play tonight. But the Indiana Fever, they decided to lie again about Caitlin Clark's status again to milk the fans dry for as much as they possibly can again. Stephanie White's public statements about Clark's condition made things worse instead of better. In a pre-game interview, White said the team was taking Clark's injury one day at a time. That's the same phrase she used when Clark was out for 2.5 weeks earlier in the season.